Are the fragrance content creators that you watch every single day actually giving you good advice and recommendations on which fragrances to buy? Or are they setting you up for a terrible blind buy for a fragrance that you'll wear once and then never touch again? In this video, I'm going to be going through 6 of the most popular fragrance content creators on YouTube and ultimately deciding if the 6 fragrances they made me buy were a fail or a success. The first 3 colognes that I ever purchased were all because of one man, one fragrance content creator, and that person is the one and only Jeremy Fragrance. In fact, I studied his videos for over 2 months before I finally purchased my first cologne, and that was Versace Eros, the original. And this was the original bottle of Eros that I bought over 2 years ago now. You can tell it's completely empty, it's missing the cap, and the bottle is so damaged, it looks like I stole it from a department store. Like, it looks like a stolen tester bottle. About a week later, I bought Dior Sauvage, and this was also because of Jeremy Fragrance, because it so happened that both of these fragrances were on all of his top 10 most complimented lists. And I thought, if Jeremy, the 6'2" model-looking dude, could get compliments with these fragrances, so could I. After I bought those 2 colognes, I took a big break from fragrances in general. I mean, my bank account was toasted. Those costed me about 200 Australian dollars each, and I was a broke 17-year-old kid, so I took a long break. But I eventually, about a year later, got back into his videos, and he made an updated top 10 most complimented list. And guess who was the sucker that purchased a fragrance straight off that list, literally right after watching it? It was me, and that fragrance was Guerlain L'Homme EDL Eau de Parfum, and this fragrance still holds up really well in my collection to this day. In fact, I've gone through 2 bottles of this fragrance. It's a really mature, powdery, cherry, vanilla leather fragrance. Really interesting, really unique. So actually, props to Jeremy for this recommendation. This fragrance probably has the most memories for me because it was kind of the first proper fragrance I bought and wore consistently. I mean, I wore this for about a year straight. This fragrance dent is not from sampling, it is all from personal use. And you know, Jeremy, he cooked with that recommendation. I am not gonna lie. Omar from School of Scent, the bald-headed bandit. This guy's been in the game longer than I've been alive. I mean, I thought he was in his 40s because of his haircut. I'm sorry, Omar. I found out you're like 28. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. You're good looking, I promise. The fragrance that I bought because of his recommendations was Lattafa's Honor and Glory. And this wasn't just recommended once. This wasn't a one-off video I watched of him and then decided to buy this. This, for a period of time, was in every second video he posted. I mean, he posts a lot. He posts 4 to 5 times a week. 3 out of those 5 videos a week, Lattafa Honor and Glory was being glazed like a 12-pack of Krispy Kreme donuts by the bald-headed bandit. So eventually, I caved. And I was like, fuck it. Omar, you better be right about this fragrance. And he was. This stuff is beautiful. And I did kind of blatantly go against his advice, which was do not blind buy this fragrance because it's a sweet tropical gourmand with really unique elements like a creme brulee note. It's extremely unisex. It's very powdery. It was like, definitely don't blind buy it, but I really like it. Omar really likes it. So I was like, no, I'm gonna do it anyway. But I have no regrets. It's amazing. This fragrance only costs around $40 US. It costed me 70 Australian dollars, and it is possibly in the top 3 best summer, more fresh fragrances that I have ever tried. And the fact it is that cheap and I'm talking about it in that high of a regard just speaks a lot about Omar's taste, about how big my balls are to blind buy this and for it to be successful. So good. But don't blind buy it. Don't do what I do. Unless you're feeling cheeky. The Middle Eastern clone king himself, Neeb from Aromatix. One of my favorite people in general. I've met him a lot now, just overseas on fragrance influencer trips. This guy is a chat. I mean, he's rich. He's into fragrances. He has 3,500 fragrances. He's a cool dude. He's a cool dude. The fragrance I purchased because of his recommendation is one I haven't even unboxed yet, and I'm going to do that on camera. It is Cologne Secret Musk. And this fragrance he described as a more sugary and less oud heavy version of Montal Arabian's Tonka, which to me sounds incredible. He posted a video called Must Have Cuddlage Fragrances for under $50 about 6 months ago now, and since then I've been trying to get into Cuddlage. I have Cuddlage Island, I have Blue Spice, and now this one. So, Neeb, this is all up to you. The power is in your hands now. I will say, good start with this bottle. It is very nice looking. Ooh. He was right. He cooked. Let me get my Arabian's Tonka and compare. He was spot on. Cuddlage Secret Musk is on this hand. Arabian's Tonka is on this hand. Cuddlage Secret Musk is more sugary, more vanillic. Definitely less masculine, which I like as a zesty boy. Because I never wear Arabian's Tonka because the oud is still too heavy and it kind of has that stinky dry down. But this, I like more than the original thing. He's a newer fragrance content creator, but he is already absolutely blown up, especially on TikTok. His name is Cologne, and he is known as just that super chill and honest guy in the fragrance community. And recently, I watched his video on ranking all 8 of his Louis Vuitton fragrances from worst to best. And at the number 2 spot, he put this fragrance here, Louis Vuitton Symphony. And he was the main reason I ended up biting the bullet and blind buying this 915 Australian dollar fragrance. Even if Cal didn't rate this so highly, I was already probably gonna buy this, to be honest, but he just kind of sped up my decision-making process. So the way he described it was actually kind of more of a girly, fruity, just really sweet scent, and I actually do agree with him. I was worried it was gonna be too grapefruit heavy, and that was the reason I was holding back, but when he described it as a more peachy scent, I was kind of like, okay, maybe I'm gonna blind buy this and review it. And I got zero regrets. Even though it's so expensive, there's zero regrets. It is one of the best, most realistic and well-blended citrus fruity fragrances I have ever smelled. Is it overpriced as shiz? Yes, one of the most expensive fragrances you can buy. Is it worth that price? I don't think anything can be worth that price. I don't think any type of scented alcohol can be worth $900, but this is as close to being worth that price as it gets. This bottle as well is probably top 5 in my collection. I don't know how they made this huge cap magnetic, but they have done it. If you don't mind the fact that this may lean feminine to some people, you have a lot of money lying around and you just want to smell so unbelievably good in the summertime, this fragrance is worth at least trying. Just try it. And if you don't have enough money for it, still try it, because I want to rub it in your face so you can see what you're missing out on, because this is incredible. The final fragrance that a fragrance content creator made me buy is none other than the queen herself, Curly Fragrance. Another person I've met in real life, and she is absolutely lovely. She's a lovely person. But a fragrance brand I've always wanted to get into because I've seen Jeremy talking about it, and then I saw Curly make a full guide on, is Supers, and they're a Budapest brand from Hungary or something. I'm not good with geography. And I actually didn't buy these with my own money, but before I went to Milan, Italy to go to a niche convention show called Essence, I studied up on Supers because I knew they were going to have a booth there. And I knew if I could sweet talk my way in with the owners, I might leave with a free bottle or two. But I wanted to already have a good idea of what bottle I was going to ask for. So I looked at Curly Fragrance's buying guide, and these two were the ones you recommended, Morocco and Memories Gold. And the fact that these are the two that I left Milan with means that she did a fucking good job with that guide. So she described Morocco as a fragrance that, you know, will give off the impression that you take good care of yourself as a man. And I mean, sure, I think most fragrances do that, so I wasn't a big fan of that, like that description. To me, it smells like citrusy, masculine vanilla, but it almost has like a sunscreen lotion effect in the dry down. It's extremely powdery. It's not going to be for everyone. I had a few people at my local gym try it. 4 loved it, 1 hated it. So it's going to be a bit controversial. I personally think it's an amazing fragrance that you can wear all year round. Another thing about these fragrances is that their atomizers are ridiculous. Side note, they're just crazy. This one, Memories Gold, is my personal favorite from the brand. It's one of the most masculine and gourmand vanilla fragrances I have ever smelled. To me, it smells like pure vanilla extract with like a little bit of kind of caramel burnt toffee vibes. Definitely gives off kind of stronger with you intensely DNA, but made a lot more niche. It is starting to rain outside now, which means it is my cue to let you guys go. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great rest of your day. Like, subscribe, and let me know if you've ever been convinced to buy a fragrance because of a content creator. And then let me know if it was a failure or a successful purchase. I'll catch you guys in the next one.